The global energy demand is met by non-renewable fossil fuels and other renewable sources of energy. Fossil fuels are the major energy source that are being used in the world today, but their overconsumption can lead to serious environmental issues such as air pollution. Sulfur dioxide is one of the pollutants that is released when fossil fuels are burned and is the main cause of acid rain. Acid rain can lead to destruction of monuments made of brickwork or marbles. Even crops can get affected due to acidification. Carbon dioxide is a primary greenhouse gas emitted through human activities. In the past 200 years, the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has dramatically increased. These greenhouse gases act like a giant blanket on the Earth, helping it to retain heat. This leads to global warming, which is an increase in the average worldwide temperature. Pollution from vehicles and coal-powered power plants can also cause serious environmental hazards. Long-term exposure may increase respiratory infections in the general population. Children and the elderly are the most vulnerable. So it's high time for us to look for an alternative and clean, sustainable source of energy like solar power. Before you can understand why solar energy is important, you should have a good idea of what solar energy is. Solar energy is produced by the sun. Solar energy is an important part of almost every life process, if not all life processes. Plants and animals alike use solar energy to produce important nutrients in their cells. Plants use energy to produce green chlorophyll that they need to survive, while humans use sun rays to produce vitamin D in their bodies. However, when man learned to actually convert solar energy into usable energy, it became an even more important event. In order to harness the energy from the sun and turn it into electricity, it is necessary to have solar cells to collect and transform solar energy into usable electricity. These cells are typically in the form of panels that face the direction of the sun to capture most of the rays possible. Think of how wonderful it would be if your car could continue running without you spending any time on fuel. If you drove a solar-powered car, that auto dream would come true. Much like solar-powered homes, solar cars harness the energy from the sun, converting it into electricity. Solar energy is long being used in satellites. Due to the advancement in the material science fields, the power-to-weight ratio of solar panels have undergone drastic improvements in the past few years, due to which it can be used in the aviation industry as well.
Focusing on the country where we reside, Saudi Arabia produces much of its electricity by burning oil. Although the kingdom has just 30 million people, it's the world's 6th largest consumer of oil, and Saudi Arabia ranks 14th among nations based on carbon dioxide emissions. The Saudis burn about a quarter of the oil they produce, and their domestic consumption has been rising at an alarming 7% a year, nearly 3 times the rate of population growth. Solar energy prices have fallen by about 80% in the past few years due to a rapid increase in the number of Chinese factories cranking out inexpensive solar panels, more efficient solar technology, and mounting interest by large investors in bankrolling solar projects. The 2 megawatt solar plant, the first solar installation in Saudi Arabia, consists of 2 rooftop solar installations with a capacity of 1 megawatt each, installed on north and south laboratories of KAUST. And yet, the share of solar energy in the country is expected to increase. 3 years ago, Saudi Arabia announced a goal of building by 2032 41 gigawatts of solar capacity, slightly more than the world leader Germany has today. According to one estimate, that will be enough to meet about 20% of the kingdom's projected electricity needs.